all these that you are going to see over here, the folders you are seeing over here, they all fall under this event. That they are the type of event that are available. But we are looking for the ones that moves the market. We are looking for the ones that shakes the market. All of the information over here are useful, they are needed. But what are we going to focus on? If the actual number is lower than the forecast, it means that it's bad for the US. It's high impact expected. That is a red box. Okay, and the brown box is what? Medium impact expected. The yellow box is what? Low impact expected. I'm going to teach you very well, much more, for you to have a quick understanding about the fundamental market. So recently I did a video and it talks about understanding the fundamental market, but I think this one is going to be the second one, the second video that I will have to attach to it for you to understand it very well. So just in case maybe you don't get much understanding of the first one, you can just come to this second one and watch it to the end. You have understanding of it. So you see that I have this candle over here. This is a fundamental news that happened. Okay, so let me just let me see if I can move it. You see over here. This is the candle. That red candle is over. You see over here. In the back. Okay, that is what you saw over here. And then have this one is XAU USD, which is good. I also have this. This is a sell, and this one is a buy. You can see the buy momentum over here. So we catch this trade on my Telegram page. If you're not available on my Telegram page, the link is in the description for you to join. It's free. We provide every signals over there, every signals, every signals. So this is my Telegram group. I have members of 688 members now. So this is the gold, and this is the news. I dropped the news, and I from Forex Factory screenshot of it, and I gave them the analysis that we are going for buy on XAUSD or any pair that is whether be TCUSD or whatever be USD. We are going for buy on it, and then we are going for sell on USD XXX, which is USD JPY, USD CHF, USD CAD, USD whatever. We are going for sell for it. So I make it simple for them to understand. And take note. I did some change, so I asked them to take note of the change, and then I dropped the signal again massively. The signals is over here, and I asked them, this is what we are going for, and then this is my prop firm. And then prop firm, I'll talk about this prop firm later, but this is one of the prop firm that I am trading currently. I'm testing their system to see how it works when it comes to their execution, their payouts, and a lot of them. So I'm just testing them. Very soon I'm going to review it if they are eligible, and I'm going to talk much about that. Okay, so let me show you what happened on Forex Factory. Let's go. This is what is most important. We have the news over here. I'm reading from, pardon me, getting from two screens over here. So I'm reading, I'm on my monitor screen, and at the same time recording myself from the laptop screen. So maybe if you're not watching directly from the screen, just pardon me, and you understand what I'm trying to explain for you to get it over here. That is much understanding that you need. Okay, the understanding is better than so you have to get understanding first. So here's what we have. So if the event like this, if we enter Forex Factory like this, okay, you can just go to website and type forexfactory.com. You're going to see this over there. So first of all, what you have to do is come to the filter and then untick the yellow box. The reason why I'm asking you to untick the yellow box is that the yellow box gives you news that it doesn't, even though it has impact on the market, but it's not massive impact. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to understand. Let me put it on the icon on it. It says high impact expected. That is a red box. Okay, and the brown box is what? Medium impact expected. The yellow box is what? Low impact expected. Good. And then the brown non-economic. That is for holidays and nothing about economic activities. So this is what we have over here. We have these event types. Okay, we have growth, we have inflation, we have unemployment, we have central bank, we have bonds, we have housing, we have consumer surveys, we have business surveys, we have speeches, and we have mix. All of these are the events, the types of event that you are going to see at Forex Factory. Now, when it comes to something like new house prices, it falls under what? Housing. Okay, so when it comes to industrial production, it falls under what? Business survey. When it comes to NBS press conference, it falls under species. The species. Okay, that is what you have to understand. So all these that you are going to see over here, the folders you are seeing over here, they all fall under this event. That they are the type of event that are available. But we are looking for the ones that moves the market. We are looking for the ones that shakes the market. We are not going to look for event that does not have impact. We are having the one that has strong impact on the market, that moves the market. Something like this. Let me show you this candle. Okay, something like this. Okay, event. That is what we are expecting to hear from them. So we are on taking the yellow box, and then we will click on apply. But before you click on apply, let me just explain it over here for you to understand. The currencies over here. Now we have AUD, we have CAD, we have CHF, we have CNY, we have ER, EUR, which is Euro, GBP, we have JPY, NZD, USD. So these are the currencies that you are going to see it over here, the major currencies in the world. They are the major currencies in the world. So the major currencies are what you are going to see over here. When you check over here, you are going to see currencies like CNY, we have Euro, we have JPY, we have Euro, we have GBP, we have CAD over here, we have USD. So the currencies are over here. Okay, you are not going to see pairs. You need to understand pairs and then currencies. Currency is this, and then we have pairs as this. These are pairs. As you are seeing over here, USD CAD is a pair, USD is a pair. So if you don't understand something about pairs, I think you can go to my video of it. I talk about trading terminologies or forex terminologies. You can go to that videos and then watch that videos for much understanding. Okay, for about currency. Now let's go click on the filter. You see what has been happening over here. This is what just happened. As soon as we click on the filter, the yellow boxes has disappeared. That is what we are expecting. So we are expecting the ones that have high impact on the market, that moves the market, that shakes the market. That is what we are expecting. Now the next thing we are going to check is the date. Okay, today's date is what? 15th July. This is today's date, 15th July. And make sure if the date does not align with your, it doesn't go to the date, that means that you are going to miss the event that is going to happen. So you need to check the date first, and then afterwards you are done with the date. Today is Wednesday, right? Okay, I'm talking about Tuesday's event. So let me speak about Tuesday's event. That's what I'm talking about. But I'll come to today's event. We'll go there. So Tuesday, I'm talking about Tuesday's event. Let me use yesterday's event, which is Tuesday, 14th July. Okay, now it comes to, afterwards you check the date, and it comes to the event time. Now we have the event time. So French bank are having holiday, which is the Euro are having holiday. Now when it comes again, it says 8 p.m., 8:45 a.m. GBP. GBP is going to have medium impact on the market. Okay, GBP is going to have medium impact on the market. And afterwards, you go and click on the box over here, this yellow box, you click on it, then you see how it is. It says this, we're going to talk with this, the information that you're going to see. But hey, I'm not going to explain it over here. I'm going to the next one to explain it for you to understand. Good. So the next one I'm going to explain is 12:30 over here, 12:30 p.m. We are going to see USD. So kindly make sure that if your time is not aligned with your, click on the time over here, and then make sure you set it according to your time zone. Set it according to your time zone, and then click on save. Okay, then you are done with that. Okay, if the time is not in accordance with your time zone, just make sure you set it over there. Click on the time over here, then just set it over there for yourself. Okay, so now let me go to this. It says core CPI MM. Now core CPI MM. We open the box over here, the folder over here, the yellow folder over here. This is what we are going to check on the market. Listen carefully. This is what we are going to see. This is what you are going to check attentively. I want you to listen attentively. When you open the folder like this, all of the information over here are useful. They are needed. All of the information over here are useful. They are needed. But what are we going to focus on? We are going to focus on the usual effects on the market. We are looking for the effects on the market. So actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Then you close this one. Then you come to the next one, because they are in the same time zone, the same 12:30. Then it comes to the next one. It says actual greater than forecast is good for currency, the same usual effect. That is what we are checking, or we are looking after. Okay, then it close. Then it comes to the next one, CPI. It says actual greater than forecast, good for currency, same. That means it repeats the same. And I'm going to explain actual greater than forecast, good for currency for you to understand. And after I'm done explaining, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, AI, those AI, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, and then you see how it's going to explain it for us to get an understanding very well. Okay, so before I proceed with the next steps that are of explaining myself, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please and please again do what to subscribe to the channel. We want to hit 2K by the end of this month, and we want to have more views on this channel. So currently we are on 40,000 views. We're having 40,000 views, and the target is 400,000 views by the end of this month. Please and please again, kindly hit the subscribe button and just share this video to be a blessing to someone. Okay, to understand when it comes to the fundamental news. I'm doing this video for you to understand it very well as a beginner, so you don't miss out. You don't miss about taking a lot of strategies and all of that. So just subscribe to the channel, and then you will never regret it. Thank you very much. So actual good greater than forecast good for currency, that we are going to explain it. I'm going to explain it for you to understand very well. So this one is USD CAD, USD JPY. We have XAU USD. Okay, so in come here we have let's say SAU USD, that is the USD. Okay, that is good for you. And you have USD. So USD CAD, USD JPY, USD whatever. So whenever you hear the word good for currency, which currency, the second thing you need to think about is which currency are we talking about? Okay, when you hear the word good for currency, which currency are we talking about? That is what it has to come to your mind. Which currency are we talking about? Then you check the currency. The currency is what? USD. We are talking about USD. Good. My understanding to you, how I understand this scenario. So I want us to go into the AI sectors and see how this AI are going to explain it for us to understand. Okay, but first of all, let me take a screenshot, okay, of this because the screenshot is very important, and then we will go about it from here. Good. Chat GTP first, and I'm going to use one prompt for them throughout. One prompt for them, all of them throughout. And let's see how best they are going to explain it for us. So, now I'm copying it because we are going to go to the next one. As this one is preparing, move to the next one to see Gemini. Then we are going to the next one is Grok. Grok is going to be the next. Paste it here. We are going to see all this. The next one is Grok. They have ChatGTP here is available. You have Gemini here, you have Grok here. Now, you guys think that should have live stream this one? I think it's taking my time. Well, last one, the powerful of it all. Go to cloud. Cloud AI. Okay, so I think we are done. We have one, we have two, we have three, we have four. Let me begin from Gemini. Okay, ChatGTP. Now let's go. It says what? Actually, today's Forex Factory Economic Canada showing the US economic price index, which is the CPI, is the biggest event in the forex market because it affects interest rate and spending and strength of the US dollar. Okay, so let's break it down like you are completely new. So it says that think of it like rent costs more, fuel costs more, rent costs more. If prices are rising quickly, inflation is higher, right? So the US Federal Reserve watches inflation closely. So high inflation, Fed may raise interest rate and then lower inflation. Fed may cut interest rate. So interest rates have a huge effect on the USD. Yes, interest rate have a huge effect on the USD. So that's why you're telling. So here are the important numbers from your screenshot. So that means that the CPI, core CPI actual 0.0%, forecast is 0.2%, and the lower the result is lower. Okay, so we have um, as core you have 2.6%, you have 2.8% for forecast and actual. Okay, then you have the lower. So let me skip that part. Which is notice something. Every actual number is lower than the forecast. Every actual number here is lower than the forecast. Okay, so this is generally bad for the US dollars. So it means that if the actual number is lower than the forecast, it means that it's bad for the US dollar. What does this mean? So imagine the market expects inflation to be high. Instead, inflation slow down. So instead of the market expecting the inflation to be high, the market slow down. So the market think maybe the Federal Reserve won't keep interest rates high. So lower interest rate expectation usually means USD becomes weaker. So which currencies benefit? If USD becomes weaker, you normally want to buy currencies against the USD. Is that not? So that's what I was trying to explain. So when the USD becomes weaker, okay, so when you have something like the actual number is lower than the forecast, so then when the actual numbers becomes lower than the forecast, it means that the USD becomes bad. And then when the USD becomes bad, it means it has become weak. Okay, that is what it says over here, becomes weaker. So when the USD becomes weaker, you normally want to buy currencies against the USD. Now think of it like the Ghana. Let me bring it to Ghana. I'm in Ghana right now. Now let's bring it to Ghana. Like say, if you have some amount of Ghana cities right now, one I think current rate of the current rate is, I think, I don't know, either 11 point something or something like that, or 12 point something or something like that. So most people are purchasing more of the dollars right now as I'm speaking, because they are thinking that in the next future the city is down now, but in the next future the dollar is down now, but in the next future the dollar is going to rise. So they are buying more of the dollar than the cities. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to explain over here. So you normally want to buy currencies against the USD because the USD is down. So that's why you buy Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, NZD USD, and then gold XA USD, often rising when the USD becomes weaker. That's it. So that is, I was explaining that if the USD becomes weak, you normally buys pairs that ends with the USD at the end. As the USD at the end, you will normally buy them, and then you will sell pairs that has the USD at the beginning, because it says because USD is the first currency in those pairs. So it's a 5 which pair should you sell? Since USD is weak, you sell USD JPY, you sell USD CAD, you sell USD CHF, because USD is the first currency in those pairs. So that's the table. He has given you a simple table over here. So it means that why goes up. Let's forget about this one. That's what I want you to understand. Now let's go to this one. Gemini, what happened? Gemini was trying to explain everything to us. For beginner, this one was important. What happened? Data information is much lower than expected. This is what traders call the cool or soft CPI report. So CPI year over year inflation, the actual inflation came in at 3.5% economics forecast, to be 3.8%. The previous month was 4.2. Oh, okay, so then we forget about that one. Let's focus on this. What to buy and what to sell. That's what we want to. So when it comes to this, in the immediate aftermath of crude inflation news like this, market typically move in a very specific direction. So give us a typical market reaction, and then what traders do, and then why. Okay, so he gave us the USD, and then the USD weakens of 4. USD weakens of 4. This one, I think he gave us the general aspect. The general aspect is, you are going to understand it very well. The reason why I'm saying the general aspect. For the US dollar, when the US dollar becomes weak and fall, there's a sell on the USD. Okay, and then when it comes to stocks, when the USD falls, I think it says stocks rises. Stocks rise. Me, I don't know about this one. Like when the USD falls, stocks rises. I don't know. I have no idea about that. But I give it thumbs up because I've gotten a fair idea about it. Okay, I prefer to read about what is over there. Let me see. I want to read this side, but it's not giving me the listen to it, so I can read it over there. Okay, but all the same, it's okay. The stock rises, and then USD, so it rises means that you buy. Okay, so you long for stocks, you buy, and then gold also rises, and you buy gold. USD treasury bonds also rises, so the rise in inflation, or no, the rise in pricing. Okay, that is good. That's simple approach from Gemini. Now let's see what analysis for beginner. This is growth analysis. So take away from the numbers. Says the 3.5 over year forecast. Why this matter? Simple explanation. High inflation central bank. Okay, what this means for trading in this field. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of buying. I want to focus on. Okay, so the asset side, give us the asset side and the likely reaction and the simple action. So suggest buy and then why. So the US stocks become positive, likely reaction become positive, and then simple action you buy or hold. So you can buy and then you hold for that. When it comes to stock, because lower inflation, cheaper borrowing, and higher company profit expected. Okay, we have in the USD dollar become negative. Okay, you sell. Okay, the USD becomes negative. You sell. Okay, you understand? You sell or avoid new long position. Okay, that's what avoid new long position means that you're going to sell. Okay, stronger USD comes with higher rate, not less, like and then treasury bill becomes positive, and you're going to buy treasury bill, and then gold becomes buy. Consider gold to buy and other currencies. Consider them to buy. Now, if you have the action plan as a simple, but you can just use the what the prompt in the description. You can check the prompt in the description and use it to just have access to this kind of yeah, I'm just giving you the the scenario. Okay, this is what they asked. Okay, so how different access to react to this kind of report? That's what I was expecting. So it says US dollar weakens, US stocks often rallies. Rallies means that rises. Okay, so US treasury bonds price up and then yields down. So the price will rise automatically, boom, and then just gradually yields down. And then gold often, okay, rises. And then you have the USD new starts also rising. Why I won't tell you exactly what to buy. So this one will tell you exactly why to buy this or why you should sell this. Not like the what ChatGPT told us to go about it. So that is the reason why you saw something like this boom all of a sudden, and then you saw this one also boom all of a sudden. So there's a sudden sell, there's a sudden silver here, there's a sudden silver here. But there's due to this. I hope you understand whatever I taught you over here. And if you feel there's any question or is need for you to ask more, or if you don't understand anything, you can just ask me at the comment section. The link is also there for you to subscribe. To also join our Telegram page, you can also check the description, be part of the family, get free signals, and then trade together. See you guys.